Hi everyone. I promised I would come on tonight at 7 p.m. to just answer any questions that you may have about what is going on in your life currently, especially with our current pandemic. Hello everybody. I'm just waving. I know that if I have to keep pressing this wave button, it drives me mad. But I just thought it'd be really useful. One, if you've got any questions, I'm really new to this, so please send me your questions, and I will definitely answer them for you if you have any for this evening. But the whole point of me coming on is really just to support you. I'm not saying that I've got I've got greetings from Austria. Wonderful. So I know I don't have all the answers, and I'm not saying that I do, but what I do think is important is wherever I can help, I really want to, just to support you through this crazy time that we are going through. And it literally is mad, and every day we get new information or no information, which is really quite frustrating. And there's my cousin's just jumped on. So here's the thing. I'm going to go through 3 things this evening: clarity, confidence, and empowerment. Hi guys. And if you've got any questions at all, if there are any issues around what's going on for you, then please send me the question, and I will do my best to answer it as best as possible. So first things first, I truly believe that if we can get clear, we can start to really build our confidence. Once we build our confidence, we can be empowered to do more. Now, in situations such as this, it is very easy to just kind of fall apart. There's so much information coming at us, no matter where you look at the moment. It's coronavirus this, coronavirus that, the numbers are going on, they're flashing, they're in red numbers. It literally is overwhelming. And I guarantee that you most probably know somebody who's got somebody that's been affected in some form or fashion. And it feels like the world almost is coming to an end, or having a reboot or whatever. But my concern here for you, and your concern for yourself, really should be about what are you going to do for you? How are you going to move yourself forward through this period of time to gain that clarity, build your confidence, and be empowered, and literally take control of your life? So first things first, if we look at if you've got a career or your business, the first question that you really need to ask for yourself is, okay, so what do I want? I know all of this stuff is going on, but what do I want for me? How do I want this to pan out for me? And it's typical kind of coaching question that we use. What do you want? And it's one of the questions I think I use the most, because people more often than not don't always know what they want. So I definitely tell you to take some time to sit down and think about, what do I really want? All of this stuff is going on. What do I want for me and for my life? Or if it's your business, what do I want for my business? Now, if we are talking about your business at this moment in time, then you really want to be thinking about, what does business continuity look like for me going forward? What are the things that I'm missing? Do I need to have more of an online presence? Do I need to charge differently? What do I need to do for me? And if it's about your career, this is a really good time for you to think about, am I in the right place? If something like this was to happen again, is this where I would want to be in my career? Or would I want to be somewhere else, doing something else in a different way? And this is really important, because often what happens with us is that we end up in careers. Not everybody, certainly not everybody, but a lot of us end up in careers by default and not by design. We find that we have started in this company, and then we moved on to that company. Maybe we got promotion. Maybe we found ourselves seconded to something. So what is it that you want to do for your life by design as opposed to by default? And what does that career look like for you? Now, often we don't take any time at all to sit down and start asking ourselves these questions. But whether you're working from home, whether you've been laid off, whether you're just been told to be be home for now and there's nothing to actually happening, this is definitely the time to sit down and start asking yourself some of these questions. What is it that you want to do? And also, I posted a video yesterday, I believe it was, just about some things that you can do for yourself. So one of the things was to write down a list of everything that you want to achieve so that you know what your skills and your talents and your abilities are, and then where can they be applied. But the other thing to consider is, what are you really interested in? So some things are just going to be a hobby. They're never going to be the career. But other things are actually things that you could do in order for you to create the career that you want. My nephew has an amazing, he's at TESOL. I remember when it was around his A-levels, he recognized he really wanted to be in music, and he didn't think he could, because is music something that I really want to do? Can I make any money? It's really difficult. And if you're going to go in with that initial thinking, you're not going to get anywhere. But his dad said to him, can you see anyone out there that is doing music? Is anyone out there doing what you want to do? And the answer was yes. People are out there doing what I want to do. So if there are people doing what you want to do, what you've dreamed about doing, then that means you can do it too. The only thing that's actually stopping you is you. You've decided in your mind that it's not possible. Now, and this comes really back to what we're going through with our current situation. Your thinking is going to make the biggest difference as to how you get through this. If you are focused on, oh my goodness, I'm going to catch the disease, my life is over, I'm never going to work again, my career is ruined, then you know what? Yeah, pretty much most probably going to happen to you, because that's what you've focused on. And, you're not going to then, when you're in that mindset that's very negative, that is doom and gloom, it's really difficult to be solution focused. And I can tell you this, I've been there, got the t-shirt, got the cap, got the mug, just about everything, got the panty, right? So I'm just going to say, literally consider and think about, well, hold on, what's the outcome that I want for me? Yes, this is happening. Everybody's not going to get it. You may know somebody who has. And even if you did, the survival rates are a lot higher. I mean, we talk about maybe 2 to 3.5% of people may die. But actually, that means that 97.5 to 98% are going to live. So focus on being in that particular percentage and focus on what you want. What do you want for you? The other question that I'd like to kind of address is, what's your biggest challenge right now? Do you even know what your biggest challenge right now? Or are you letting everything that's going on be your biggest challenge? If you can pinpoint what it is, it means then that you can start to understand it and know what you need to do in order to deal with it, conquer it, overcome it. And it's not just what you need to do, but who do you need? Where do you need to be? Or where can you find resource? How can you make a difference in what you are going through? How can you make a difference by looking at all of these things in a completely different way? Because I'm telling you, there are always solutions around, every time, always solutions. But it's about what we focus on that makes the difference to whether or not we find solutions or whether or not we find problems. I remember a time, most probably in fact, it was 10 years ago, in 2010, and my life was a real mess. In every possible way, I can truly tell you. I lived in the house of broken things because I had such a poverty mindset at the time, and we weren't earning a lot of money, and we were really, really struggling. And for some unknown reason, I was putting a child through private school when I didn't actually have the money to do it. And I remember we got a letter from the bank, and it was like, oh my God, if we don't sort this out, then we are really screwed. And I looked at my husband and I said, I think we're cursed. And we just burst out laughing, because I think humour is the only thing, one of the main things that has gotten me through my life. We burst out laughing. And it was in that moment I realised, hold on, we keep focusing on the problems. We keep focusing on what's going wrong. And what we're not doing is focusing on what we can do to make differences, to make a change. And it was in that moment that my whole thinking started to change, and I started focusing on solutions. That year, what we did is we suddenly actually, you know, it wasn't 2010, it was 2007 this particular conversation happened. That year we set up a program for young people. We sold about $7,000 worth of work, and at the time it was a lot of money for us, over a period of 2 weeks. And we suddenly started doing more because we focused on what we wanted and how we could make a difference. So when I talk about clarity, it's not just, it's clarity of mind, it's clarity of your situation, and clarity about what you can do to make a difference. So that's really what I want you to consider. When we come to confidence, I will tell you, once you get clear about what you want to do, what the challenges are, what you need to do, how you need to do it, where you need to be, who can help you, you can start to feel a lot more confident about where you're going and about yourself. And as I said yesterday, write that list. Write a list of everything you've achieved from day one, from the day that you were conceived. What did you achieve? Because the truth of the matter is, if even being alive and getting through the birthing process, that is an achievement. Believe me, lots of people don't make it. So what have you done? What have you achieved? There's always something. And my clients often say, oh, well, I don't really know. I don't think I've done anything. And then they start writing a list. And I'm always blown away by what we as human beings are able to achieve. So write that list of your achievements. I had Lisa, I can't remember Lisa's surname. Lisa did it yesterday and sent me on my story, basically said, hey, look at this. I did it and I feel amazing. In an instant of literally writing down that list, you will feel a lot better about yourself. You'll start to see what you are capable of, and those capabilities can help you find solutions. It can help you really direct your career and see where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you can make it happen. And I'm here to tell you tonight, you really can make things happen for yourself. You don't need to be waiting for a check to turn up. I've done it. I prayed for the check. It didn't come. I became my salvation, and I'm not taking away from anyone's belief system. But even if you say you're a believer, then you know what? The Bible says faith without works is dead. You have something to do with your success. It isn't just going to fall in your lap, and your coping mechanisms aren't just going to turn up. You have got to be active in your success, active in your change, active in getting through what you are going through at this moment in time. So work on that list. And as you do that, start to think about who is in your network that supports you, who helps you boost your confidence. I say this all the time. There are people that we spend time with and we focus on, and we're always kind of, it's like we're jumping, yeah, look at me, please be my friend, please be my friend. It goes back to when we were in primary school and junior school and secondary school. You know, we wanted to be friends with somebody who actually frankly did not want to be friends with you, and yet there were other people who, mostly that friend on the sideline that was always cheering you, always championing you, and maybe they weren't the most popular person, but you ignored them. But actually maybe it's time to lean into some different people. Again, I say sometimes friends are by default rather than design. So who do you want to be around? Be around people that lift you. Be around people that are going to be positive influences who'll call you out on your stuff, but will also help point you in the right directions. And if you look around you, there are people. Now, I know you can't go visit a friend right now. We do not want you to be a corona idiot. That's what they say. COVID idiot. We don't want you to be one of those. But what you can do is, our world has changed. When I started dating my husband back in 1988, yeah, we've been together for 32 years. We only had a telephone, and that was well, I was lucky if I could use the house phone. And that was one of those old BT phones. Some of you will most probably have no idea what they are. Or the phone box, or we had to write a letter. You have so much at your fingertips. It's unbelievable. You know, you can use Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, Google Hangouts, WebEx. I mean, there are literally unbelievable amounts of things. WhatsApp video conferences, Telegram video conferences. I mean, literally, it's unbelievable. Get in contact with people, even if you haven't spoken to them for a while, have a chat with them. It's just amazing how it can actually build you as a person, build your confidence. And sometimes just by maybe having a conversation with somebody else, helping someone else can actually build you and build your confidence as you build them. And then lastly, feel empowered to do more. So let me just open up my laptop, and I basically have found, and they've been coming to me, and I've gone searching for them. There are so many resources that are either been opened up, been made free, or discounted rates that you can use. If you have time on your hands, then there are a number of things that you can do. So here in the UK, and I'm sure you can get onto it, Open University has rolled out a whole load of free courses for everyone. So upskill yourself. Skillshare, you can get 2 months free. I will actually post this onto my Linkshare. I'm going to put it on my site, on my blog, and then I'll put it on Linkshare so you can go and have a look. Audible for kids and students of all ages has now been opened. They've opened all of their stories and kids book or learning books. Udemy has a flash sale until tonight. So all of their courses are now $11.99 or from $11.99 on Udemy. And I don't know if they are able to deliver depending on where you are, but here in the UK, Patch.Gardens or Patch.Garden, they are delivering they'll deliver plants. Now, they're not free, but what I will say is I got some to come to me last week, and just having plants in my home now that we are actually isolated as such, or, you know, we've been told to stay at home, it's been really made a difference. It's just made a difference to the atmosphere. It makes a difference to the air. There is a link I've got for some cleaning hacks. So those of you who are telling you are bored, please, there is so much to do. And I'm looking at my net curtains. Well, actually, I don't have net curtains. I'm looking at my curtains and thinking, gosh, they really could do with a wash. I can guarantee your skirting boards most probably need cleaning too. I guess you've got a cupboard or clothes or something that you could really sort out. You've most probably got clutter that's been taking up space that you could get rid of. That you have an opportunity like you've never had before. This is like, for those of us for those of us that are older, it's like going back to summer holidays, right? Where we were in school and we had summer holidays to ourselves. Well, it's like you've got a summer holiday. Use the time wisely. Change up your space, because it can really help you change up your thinking. And I will also say YouTube is our friend. I don't know how people have the time to do some of the things that they put on YouTube, but they seriously do. So there are a whole load of meditation videos on YouTube, beautiful music that you can listen to. There is yoga, there are exercise videos. A lot of the gyms and exercise companies are all out there offering freebies, or if they're not offering freebies, they're offering very discounted offerings for you to be able to do online exercise. Exercise is going to make a difference for you. It's going to give some good endorphins and give you that motivation to get on. Also, instead of just eating, because it's really easy to just eat through this period of time, then you can get on and do some things that will help you. The other thing about that, you can get some great music. So if you can't afford something like Spotify or Apple Music, or you're kind of cutting down on those kind of memberships in order for you to keep your costs down, then definitely YouTube is the one for you. There's lots of learning on there. So if you want to upskill again, YouTube is a great place. And you'll be surprised. You know, I went and had a look today, and some of the big suppliers when it comes to films like Sky and Virgin don't really have any offers that anybody's going to want to pay for at this moment in time. On YouTube, there are full-length films. So please go and check that out. And I will say, I found that trying to do 9 to 5, working a full day isn't necessarily that productive, especially with the stress that is happening around knowing what this pandemic is doing to our world and the people that we may know, or even to ourselves. So definitely have some things that you do for downtime. I will do a picture of this on Sunday, on Mother's Day, because we couldn't go out. We did some painting. I thought I'd done something reasonable. My 2 daughters had done something reasonable, and then my damn husband turned into Picasso and created this masterpiece. So we're not talking to him at the moment because we feel very duped by him, but certainly engage in creative arts, whether that's painting, if you've got some paints, or drawing, even if you just get a pencil and pen or some pens and some plain paper out of your printer if you've got one at home, or a notebook, and just create. You don't need to be Picasso or Van Gogh or whatever. What you just need to do is do something that gets it all out of your system. Another thing about around empowerment that I really encourage you to do is to journal. Get a notebook, preferably not type, but if typing is the one that you need to do, then definitely go for it. But get some of the feelings and the thoughts and the frustrations out of your system by writing them down. So definitely, I'm going to see if anyone's posting it. Nope, nobody's posted. So definitely write down your thoughts. I have been journaling since November 1999. I never thought that I could actually keep going. I thought, oh God, I'm going to give this up any moment. But I have actually been journaling now for just over 20 years. And I have all of my journals. They're all in the attic. And this year I'm going to pull them down and use them to create a 365 book, a 365 days of inspiration. So what I will say to you is definitely take a moment, whether it's first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and write down how you feel. Getting the emotions out of your being, getting the thoughts out of your head, create space in your brain to be able to think, to process, and do some of the stuff that we spoke about earlier. So definitely start journaling. You don't have to write War and Peace. It doesn't have to be organized. You don't have to now go and research bullet journaling. If you want to, fine. And you can find lots of that on Pinterest, lots of ideas about bullet journaling. That's BULLET on Pinterest. What I will say definitely is just take a moment to go, how do you feel? How do I feel today? What's going on for me? Sometimes I've worked out relationships. So like sometimes I've cussed my husband. But that's been great because it's got it out of my system, put it in my journal. Definitely in your journals as well, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. If you want to go to 5, if you want to go to 10, then fine. But each night or each morning, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. And it's like, I am grateful for, like today, I'm grateful for the sunshine because it makes a difference to how I feel about my life and my world. That's an example. So definitely write down your thoughts, your feelings, even sometimes some of these things that we've talked about, what you want for yourself. Write down things like your achievements. What did you achieve today? Write it down. It's really good. And then look back over it over the week. Or maybe somebody said something really nice to you that lifted your spirits. Write down something in your journal about that. Maybe about the person, what they said. Lift yourself. You are an adult. You are responsible. You can do this. So go for it. And then what else did I want to give you? I'm just trying to think if there's anything. So what I'm offering each and every one of you is over the next 2 weeks. So it will end in 2 weeks' time. I think it's like the 2nd or no, not the 2nd of April. Anyway, it will end in about 2 weeks' time, right? 2 weeks Friday. I'm offering a 15-minute one-to-one coaching session. The link is, if you go to my bio, there is a Linktree link, linktree.Madeleine McQueen. Click it, and at the very top of my Linktree is for you to use Calendly to book in a one-to-one session with me. It'll be 15 minutes or so. If you've got any specific things that you want to kind of talk through, I'm happy to talk through it with you. It's completely free. We are at a time of crisis. We need to support each other. So I'm happy to support you. I charge a good fee for my coaching, but I just think that, so what? At the end of the day, I could die tomorrow. Let me help as many people as I possibly can. And I'm really willing to help you. So that's it, really. I don't really have much else to say because Una never asked me the question. So since you didn't, no judgment here. I will just say thank you so much for spending the time with me today. It was supposed to be like 15 minutes and I realized it's been like 24. So yeah, I'm a little gobby, but I promise you on your session, I will listen to you. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Have an amazing evening. Let me know if you want me to post this on my actual feed, and it'll be there, or what I think I might do is post it on the site in the blogs. I will also post up all of those links. One other quick link for you is Zapier. If any of you use Zapier for Business, then they have a £1 million fund that they are using so that their clients can get the next 3 months free. I got mine, so definitely go get yours. Have an amazing night, guys. Lovely to have you on. Lovely to talk to you. Take care. Night.